From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good afternoon. Hope you had a lovely weekend so far. I'll tell you what, over the last 12 hours, we've actually cleared out a lot of that cloud cover from the North State. A lot of it was high-level patchy stuff anyways. It wasn't too impactful to the forecast, but it's really lifting out of here, setting the stage for those really toasty conditions today, paving the way for even warmer conditions over the next several days. Here's your forecast for today. Notice those 60s and 70s along the coast, but head further inland. You got those 80s and lower to mid-90s taking back over through the valley, and it's only going to get warmer from here. Not seeing any huge issues today. It looks like lower rain chances for our Sunday. Still can't rule out some convection here out east in the Modoc 395 corridor out there, but to be honest with you, I don't think I would plan my day around it right. I think most of us are going to stay dry, and that is the story here as we head into the extended term. But speaking of the extended term, we've been keeping an eye on the system here. We were talking about that this morning and yesterday as well, and that's the system that's going to kind of inch its way south and east, or at least generally start to impact somewhat of the pattern here as we head towards next weekend. And that does cool us off just a little bit. Notice we start to get rid of that heat dome a little bit, but it is trending further north, so I think the trends are still going to be hot, right? I think we're going to be mostly dry, but just a little bit cooler does look likely in that time frame. So there is still some good news there if you're kind of tired of this absolutely blistering heat that we'll see over the next couple of days. Here's your wave high forecast. Just want to mention this before we get to the big picture. Looks like as we head over the next 24 hours or so, we stay generally steady state, maybe losing a foot or two off the tops of those waves, but we're going to stay roughly in the 8 to 10 foot range. Along the coast, probably around 6 to 8 feet there as well. So a little precarious, but I've definitely seen worse. Just kind of take your standard precautions out there, right? All right, so big picture, let me show you what I was talking about with that warming trend, right? We were talking about this yesterday and even through this morning. Through tomorrow out here in Trinity County, notice in the lower elevations, we're talking Douglas City over through Ruth. We're talking those mid-90s. I mean, look at Wednesday there. Even through Thursday, we're flirting with triple digits. Wouldn't shock me at all to see maybe 100 or 2 mixed in Wednesday and a Thursday as well out there. That's the warmest portion of our week coming to bear here across the North State. We're going to keep those winds out of the north here in Humboldt County from Del Norte County. Temperatures on the coast going to stay in the mid-60s, but a little further inland, of course, you're getting back to those 90s here for tomorrow. We're going to stay in the upper 80s near 90 for the extended term. And you do see towards the end of the week and next weekend that general trend towards cooler weather. I still think we're probably going to stay dry, but might even introduce some cloud cover in there here in the extended term. All right, out towards Siskiyou County, very similar story. We're all going to be in the 80s, some of us in the 90s, and check it out in Mount Shasta City. We're talking a streak of 90s all the way through Thursday there with dry conditions, and then you start cooling down, seeing signs of better weather, at least in terms of the temperatures, towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Modoc County, very similar story here from Monday. For tomorrow, we're going to be in the mid-80s there, probably 90, at least for, I would say, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? That's the time frame that's starting to trend more towards the hottest portion of the week, and especially down in Plumas County, the Eastern Mountains as well. We see that Shingletown, down to Paradise, all the way from Susanville, Janesville to Doyle. We're going to stay there in the lower 90s, probably flirting with triple digits here as well in Susanville here from Tuesday to Wednesday. Wouldn't surprise me, right, if we saw maybe a couple of us hit that range, but I'll tell you this much, as usual, in the valley, all of us are going to see triple digits when all is said and done with it over the next several days here. And of course, through tomorrow, that's kind of the beginning of that, right? You see these 100s, 102s, 103s, and if we keep that wind generally calm, that would be better, but still I would just consider taking care of those sparks, right? Definitely when you see these hot conditions, just generally take those precautions, right? Looks like we even kind of might hold those triple digits through Thursday, right? It's a little uncertain. That's kind of that cool down, but notice the cool down isn't really that cool, right? It's just relative, just like I was saying this morning. Triple digits, though, definitely in store here, at least through Wednesday, with dry conditions sticking over as we approach the first day of summer. But, I mean, heck, it may as well be summer at this point. Thanks for joining me for this forecast update. I'll be back with you this evening for more at 6, fresh from the Weather NorCal Command Center, and I'll speak to you then.